start zone to Brandon Berger. Scott Eagle will be third up. Travis Stevens and Tyler Miller from Utica. That's the first five. Taking to the rough front court. Brandon Bottomley on the clock right now. Making his way. He'll set the mark to beat. So far, so good. Beaton does jump. Looking pretty good, Andy. We have that thing painted invisible. Come out here, run a test run. Here we go. Big jump. Come on. Let's give him one more to make it over for him. Brandon Bottomley from North Ohio. That's a time of 42.03 seconds. 42.03. That's the first time. Goodyear dealer, if you're looking for 4x4 parts, truck parts, or Goodyear tires, Trail City's where you want to be. Up next, out of Howard, the JC's Auto, Capital City Oil Company. This is going to be Brandon Berger. Berger out of Howard, Ohio, makes the right turn. We'll go down that back, and Bob and I walked this course earlier. And if you think those numbers are close to you, I got news for you. Somebody hits and clears them numbers. It's going to be quite an impressive jump right there. Brandon Berger, man, navigates down to the race president, gets down into the retaining wall, but not afraid of the loud pedal right there. Gets it third, going through the chicane. Another retaining wall. And I think the candle just went out. Brandon Berger closed the fire. And that JC's Auto Capital City Oil Incorporated sausage machine. Well, I think maybe that encounter with a concrete barrier, I think maybe he's got himself up in old New Jersey. Andy Norris, come on. Come on, where you at, Chevy fans? And the rating cap's still left, Paul. So that was a real rare when you had to order that special from the dealer to get that exhaust like that. R.D. Russell. Here we go. Scott Hinkle of Fredericktown now on the clock. First mark out was 42.03 with a jump of 60 foot, 10 inches, 60 feet rather. Nice launch into the brain twister there. That was all those, Andy. I believe that would be the proper term, but looks like the candle wants to get extinguished, but he's trying to get a fire back up and see some smoke buffers out of the exhaust on the number 30 machine of Scott Hinkle, but doesn't look like it's all right. Well, the time's pretty low showing, so get on him a little bit here. He's guaranteed to put on a show for you. Real nice turn, boy, if he could have done that without stalling. Really aced that part of the course. Lining up for the big jump, yes, no. Somebody blew the candle out once again, Bob. But I'm willing to bet that this time he backs up and gives a run for it. I don't think he's going to give up that easily. Over a minute and a half on the clock right now. Now this is kind of pretty, Bob. How many Blue Rover fans we got out there? Any fans of the Ford right out there? Well, here's a good opportunity for you. That's going to be Travis Stevens out of Old Washington, Ohio. Good looking green and black Ford truck right there. So one last shot forward on the clock, moving down around the first corner into the Singling down into the brain twisters. Good looking run. Take that corner, keep it on. There jump of 69 feet even. 69 feet even. That's going to move to the top of the leaderboard. 37.43 jump of 69 feet even.
Right to the head of the class from Old Washington's Travis Stevens with that 37.43. Tyler Miller, Utica's going to take a crack at that next year. Cherokee, followed by Jacob DeVaul, Donald Simpson, and Ryan Beatty. Clock is running and so is the siren. How about that?
That's a Utica Fire and Rescue machine right there.
I see. Boy, I hope they don't know that that thing is out of the barn. He's got the searchlight. They can find parts afterwards. Go back around there. Looking pretty good. Just a kiss of the concrete right there. Takes it through that 180, maybe in a second. Pretty good. Staying away from the cone. All right, let's see what this thing does. How about it, G people? Make some noise coming off the big jump. All right.
And somebody else will find the filling with the searchlight in the morning in that Jeep.
51.15. 51.15 for Utica's Tyler Miller. 46 feet even. So right now out of 10, Stevens, Travis Stevens, your leader with 37.43. Brandon Bottomley, 46.03. Tyler Miller, 51.15. Here you go, Andy Dice.
They'll move us on to a driver out of St. Louisville, Ohio. Another Jeep Wrangler right there. This is going to be Jacob DeVaul. Got Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, Wagoneer, depending on what year it is. Got a lot of heavy damage on Tyler Miller's machine, as he is going to have some help getting that one on the trailer later on tonight. Jacob DeVaul gets his third down there at the west track. Coming down for the first jump. Long sitting down into the frame twister. Nice job right there. That's about the smoothest I've seen anybody get through the frame twister. Yeah, I don't know if that was planned, experience, or just luck. But Jacob DeVaul got a nice looking run right here. Clean run right there for Jacob DeVaul. Puts him into that second spot with a 38.68. 38.68 jump of 52 foot. Jacob DeVaul out of St. Louisville.
So that'll move us on to Newark Donald Simpson to be followed by Ryan Beatty, Ron Reel. I pronounce Ron Reel. Jacob Ryle. Jacob Morningstar, Robert Starber from Howard. But right now it's Donald Simpson getting the okay. On the clock right here, sponsored by Ed Flynn. First so far going around the rough course here. Again, time to beat is 37-second mark, 37.43 set by the fourth truck out. Morningstar, they need you in line. Jacob Morningstar, they need you in staging. Oh, nice advertisement for the Boulevard suspension right there. To the west end here, look at that, inches off the concrete. About it, Dodge fans, you're gonna make some noise for it. What's up hanging there? I wonder if it's gonna be. Here we go. And we're up at the 3-5, 4-7-3-5, 52 and 3, 53 feet.
I thought maybe he was going to go fishing there for just a second, Bob. Going to move us on to Ryan Beatty and a Gambir. Ryan, another good clean run for Ryan Beatty. Time of 41.94, jump of 48 feet, moves him into about that fourth spot. Now moving us on to a good friend of mine, a gentleman I happen to work with. Out of Ebony, Ohio, this is Mr. Ron Ryle in the 85 Jeep CJ5. Small block Chevy for power in this one. This is normally a trail rig, like to do a little bit of hill climbing. He says, you know something, Andy, I'm like, I won't take to save the Knox County Fair. I'm going to try to run target. So Ron Ryle making that first to the right-hand corner. Getting down into the back here. Down to the left. Oh, come on, Ron, lift up your skirt, go through this stuff. I want to, ladies and gentlemen, get on him. 13 through 30 in staging, 13 through 40 in the staging, please. I'll tell you what, Bob, I work with this gentleman and he's going to hear it tomorrow. I'm pretty disappointed. He just earned a new nickname. I'm not going to say what it is, but time of 46.44, got a nice time, 46.44. And the jump, a whole whopping nothing. Nothing on the jump. Johnny Curtis says the rule states your back tires have to leave the ground, so you got nothing there.
So it looks like it's the lane 12. This is number 11, Robert Starmer of Howard. And the mark to beat is 37.43. Starmer now on the clock. Longest jump so far has been 69 feet. And it's time to beat 37.43 seconds. CPA, the welding machine, make his way to the west end of the track. But he's here, he seems to be the popular vehicle here tonight. So far, Robert Starmer of Howard. That's a real nice time in the court. Here we go. This is what we want to see what this Cherokee's going to do. .42.19. 50-foot even the distance on the jump.
All right, coming up next out of Mansfield, this is going to be Patrick Lux. Patrick Lux, the old Ford Bronco right there. A bronchitis machine. Got the light on for safety right there. Mansfield, Ohio driver coming down the back chute right there. Looks like he just got that truck here. He's trying to bring it out and run it. Got a nice time going there. Nice clean run. Flipped out of gear on him right there real quick, Bob. And that's going to be 5 seconds for the cone right there as he rubbed the inside cone. Give you some help, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a meter right here. Ouch. Man, that one hurt just looking at it. So 47.97. John Curtis tell me you got to knock it over for it to count. So good run right there. Patrick Lux. Time of 47.97, jump at 22 feet.
Anybody up from Sunbury wants to make some noise for Zach White now on the clock. slogans going on there. I'm not touching that.
The only I can see is Farm Boy. The Farm Boy stack one out of Sunbury. What do you think, Knox? Is that bumper and tailgate going to make it through the course? It's all loose. Let's see if he can knock her off right here. And it is MIA. Got the bumper left, though. It's not looking the best either.
Oh, beating it occurred. All right, how about it? Big warm welcome, Sam White from Sunbury. Smooth as silk.
How much damn good Gabriel and Johnson for long right there, ladies and gentlemen.
488. 30-16 on the jump for Sunbury's Zach White. All kind of slogans going on.
All right, that's going to move us on to Kelly Love out of Statesville, Ohio. Kelly carrying the Vaughn Barbershop, Maltese Custom, Central Ohio Band-Aid, Andrew Shock and Trucking sponsors. Little Farmers Daycare in Statesville as well. On the machine of Kelly Love. Nick Cherokee. Oh, it's a girl, it's a young lady out there. Thank you very much, Tammy. See, I couldn't do this without you, I'm telling you. If you saw the sign language I was getting off that, it made it painfully obvious. So a young lady, the Barbershop, from Central Ohio Band-Aid. Little Farmers Daycare sponsor. He's got a good looking time. Not up for the little Bill. Getting on her hard right there. Nice. 41.26 the time. 47 feet even on the jump. 41.26. Currently sitting in the top three as we are through 14 total.
Moves us on to Richard Litzenberg of Butler, be followed by John Mueller of Fredericktown, Rayanne Wagner of Centerburg, and Steve Cash from Germantown. But the Litzenberg Farm, John Moore, a roofing machine now on the clock. The number to remember thus far, 37:43. That's the time to beat, was set by the fourth truck. Nice, look at that. Got the gas hatch on for a little more wind resistance. Make those left turns. Doing good. Here we go. .3917, real good time. 3917 and 49 meets the distance on the jump.
Down after Miss Yoder beat Rayanne Wagner out of Centerburg, or Rayanne Wagner. Steve Cash from Germantown, Jay Savage out of South Statesville. So right now, scheduled to beat John Yoder out of Fredericktown right now. M&K Power Washing, Grand Cherokee. Outlaw Racing, Matty built some of the sponsors on that machine. Sounds pretty good coming off the start right there. Makes a nice right-hand corner. He's trying to do the same thing. Mr. Lindenberg doing his gas cap, but he's trying to do it with a piece of paper. Probably not as effective, I don't think, Bob. Nice looking time so far, though. Really navigating this course quite nicely. John Yoder out of Fredericktown coming for the big jump. Got a nice run. Oh, I believe that is a tie rod drag link. God knows what else. There's a whole bunch of stuff broke on that one. Well, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Did he get it? Oh, come on. There's got to be some more people out there who's got an opinion. Did he get it? Time-wise, you're absolutely right. Sitting on top of the time. Time of 3:06.9. second place in the jump so far, though, 60 feet even. 36.69 the time, 60 feet even on the jump. Nice coming into station right now, and as soon as we get Mr. Yoder cleared, we'll be moving right along with the program.
Do you believe this is another lady driving? Rayanne Wagner out of Simmelberg in this purple machine. The Jeep, it looks like it had just a slight bit of modification to this Cherokee.
That's that rare Cherokee convertible. No, it ain't freedom.
Gotcha. On camera, the new time to be 36.69.
Second truck down to 36 is 36.91. 36.91, jump of 56 feet for Steve Cash out of Germantown. Hey, I want to say a special thanks to our long jump sponsor, Shipley Seed Services. Sponsoring the money going to the long jump. Right now, the long jump, third vehicle out 69 feet. It's Travis Stevens out of Old Washington.
Savage out of South Statesville coming up next. He's followed by Tim Coleman, Skyler Nickel, Jimmy Henry, and then Jason Lindell. It's just Jeep Cherokee night.
But that was a Savage beat.
Savage beat. Butler Tire Center in Statesville. Girls Custom 39-31 for South Statesville, Jay Savage.
All right, up to number 40. If you're up to number 40, let's get them in the chute. The backdraft machine. Another Dodge right there, Bob Sigler, the Dodge Dakota, I do believe. How about it, Bud Bar fans? Tim Coleman in the background.
Trying to get that thing turned before you get into the jumps and the cones. Oh, wow, just a little bit of daylight between the Jeep and the cone on the inside. Here we go. Skylar Nichols, everyone. 47.57. 48 feet on the jump for Mount Vernon, Skylar Nichols.
And a neighbor out of Big Prairie, Ohio, is going to be Jimmy Henry up next, followed by Jason Lindell out of Conjunction, Dan Schill out of Conjunction, and Jim Sapp out of Fredericktown. Once again, if you are numbered up to 40, if you drew up to a number 40 or that's your draw, get them in line up. Get them lined up. But this is Big Prairie, Ohio, Jimmy Henry. And Jimmy with a lot of sags along the side of that 40 as well.
I get that little radio on my feed and go out and look part of Big Prairie.
Yeah, thank you for guys to make a right turn.
Yeah.
But, now he's going to remember to quick turn the wheel.
We shouldn't have taken down that big yellow and black arrow sign, so that's our fault. We apologize for that.
We probably should have put the slow down to 10 mile an hour turn at the about 20 foot before that. Looks like Jimmy Henry having trouble making a right turn to that Explorer. Has a lot of suspension issues and that thing's bouncing more than a Super Bowl and a hand of a 3-year-old right there.
Well, they need to turn off the Ford Explorer magnets down there and got part of the course, but all right. Here we go. Let's see what it's going to go.
Going to get a run for it anyhow. Waving to the fans, and I don't think there's much left of that truck as the right front tire just exploded right there. Tell you what though, they putting on a show right there, making it look easy. So time on Jimmy Henry, 1 minute, 3 seconds, 0.56. 1:03.56. 42 foot on the jump. And putting on a show right there, making sure he destroys it for you. Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He can hear you now.
91. Then it's John Yoder of Fredericktown at 36.69. Tim Poole in the center sits atop the running at 36.12. But we'll see what Jason Lindell out of Coshocton has to say about that. He is lined up.
It's kind of a rarity sight right there tonight, Bob Sailors. That is a bow tie powered machine. Bow tie fans, where you at? Let him hear you.
The concrete barrier is hungrier and hungrier as the night goes on. I guess Mr. Fairborn went out to a little bit of a heating and cold down here at this end of the track. Again, this is Jason Lindell from Coshocton.
And that was great first right there, Bob. So I think he might need some help there.
53.03 to time 41, I do believe is the distance for Jason Lindell out of Coshocton. Portions of the course that are where they're really making up the time, especially right off the start. Makes me wonder if somebody's going to go wide, try and square off and get on the inside, because that's really slowing them down, trying to make that turn. And the same story down here, trying to make these 180s hit the jumps and not cones. Dan Shaw from Coshocton with a bad habit, finally a blue vehicle here.
Coming up next, out of Fredericktown, Ohio. He's an electrician at the Rolls-Royce plant right here in town, driving the Ram function machine. Outlet Hardware, Ross Brothers sponsors. This is going to be Tim Sapp. Tim Sapp will wait to get to go ahead. Another gentleman I've had the fortune to work with. Brand new truck debuting tonight, I do believe. And Sapp is Ram function. Takes the right hander. Maybe he was walking into it for a minute there, Bob. Gets down into the brake pressure. A little bit of trouble the first one. He's off the carousel. Pretty nice run going right here. The brake plate run. Give him some help, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes. Well, not a bad time right there, but probably good enough for the top 10 anyhow, maybe. 36.74, 36.74, but he moved into second place on the long jump right there. This is the 63 feet. 63 feet for Tim Sapp out of Fredericktown, Ohio.
Another team here, Cherokee rolls up here to the starting line. Mount Gilead's Josh Beck, followed by Dustin Jenkins. But the Beck's auto wrecking machine is now on the clock. This is driver number 26. We're making our way up to 57. Josh Beck on the course right now, followed by Dustin Jenkins, Ron Wiggins, and Ron Mack.
Here's one of middle flanking it together down the back. Between blizzards there, Bob.
Really took that 180 wide. Doesn't any better on this one. A little tighter, but now going to get the run for the jump, and is Knox County going to make any noise for Josh Beck?
Well, I'll tell you what, any chiropractors out there in the crowd, I'd be handing out business cards right there.
Looks like the knock loose the right here, too. They're going to have trouble backing that in.
So it looks like a time of 43.62 with a jump of 39 feet for Josh Beck. Moving on to Dustin Jenkins out of Johnson. Dustin rolling in a good-looking bow tie right there. Looks like it might used to be an old Chevy Blazer. Pretty healthy thing, Bob. Dustin Jenkins out of Johnson. jump of 40 feet. You know, when you said down goes the cone, all I could hear is Howard Costello going, down goes the Ranger, down goes the cone. So anyhow, some of us all know Rob Staten out of Malvern, Ohio. The Sweet Revenge has said right there.
Out of Mount Vernon, lined up.
That's what I was thinking.
The Guns and Ammo Mount Vernon hardware machine now on the clock. Last competitor out at the mark to beat 35:03.
Going to move us on to West Salem, Ohio, Dwayne Lewis. Dwayne Lewis in the 44, the Stone Wall Machine. I think that might be a Ford hybrid. Knox County. You're right by a long shot on that one. All the way down into the 33-second range, 33.74 to be exact. 64 feet on the jump, so nice run. Dwayne Lewis coming out of West Salem, Ohio, moves into that number one spot.
Dan Harden lined up at 7 o'clock and be followed by John Moore, Michael Rago, and Joe Marriott. The Baton overseen of Dan Harden out of Fredericktown, now on the clock. Well wide to that 180, gets it straight down. Well off the cone. time at 37.10. 37.10 for Fredericktown's Dan Hart.
Coming up. Looks like we got, all right, coming out now, the Hillbilly Bigfoot. That is Dayton, Ohio. This is John Moore. John Moore, I'm not even really sure what that vehicle started out as, what it's supposed to be now, but the Hillbilly Bigfoot thing. Well, what do you think, Knox County? You think that was dodging the wrong guy a little bit? Load him up just a tick, but it's good for second. 34.02, and now he moves up into second spot in the long jump with a distance of 66 feet. Time is 34.02, distance of 66 feet.
Michael Rango up next. Joe Banglon of Mount Vernon and Nick Anderson of Saintsville. So right now, it's the Chevy of Michael Rango on the clock. First right hander. Grabbing here. Up, down goes the cone there.
Kind of looked like he was coasting down all that second jump right there, but he's got her back in gear moving forward.
It's going to be interesting to see what this does off the jump. Can you make some noise? A big warm welcome from Michael Rango of the Wow! My goodness.
Man, that was a good drill. That's $25 directing yard right there, Bob.
.03 with a distance of 35 feet for Michael Rango. Boy, Andy, you know, you summed it up here just a second ago. The competitors, the way they run, it's luck of the draw. They'll draw.
Joe Banglon out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. I believe this will be a Dodge. Your second, probably like you take it back, third Dodge in competition tonight. It's like about a mid-90s Dakota. The No Problem Dodge Dakota right there. Joe Banglon, Mount Vernon, Ohio. Mega Insurance, Tim's Lawn Service, couple of sponsors right there. Chester Masonry, Parts and Construction Services as well. Backlot not having any issues with that front car. And getting that Dakota rotated real nice to the first 180. Rotate to the second 180. Got a nice looking run going here. Hard on the loud pedal. Let's get in some help, Knox County. Well, good for third right there. Not quite enough, but a 34.31. 34.31 with a distance of 60 feet in the long jump. Once again, long jump so far, fourth vehicle out. is going to be Travis Stevens with a jump of 69 feet.
All right, looks like we're ready to get underway again. Nick Anderson is down the road in Zanesville. He is here tonight to put on a show for you. Again, mark to beat is 33.74. The time on Zanesville's Nick Anderson with a distance of 59 feet.
Deborah Young, Kevin Klein. Deborah Young, Kevin Klein, your vehicles are running. The sheriff would like you to go back to them. Once again, if your hands, feet, otherwise anything is touching concrete, you need to step back, please. If you are touching concrete, please step back to the concrete. Right there by the porta potty. Please not lean on the concrete there. Lady in the gray shirt. Don't be sitting on it. Please don't be touching the concrete. If you're on the concrete, on the left, on my level, all the way down here by the fire truck. All right, I guess we're going to continue anyhow.
Matthew Damon of McConnellsville now on the clock. We're down to our final 20 competitors. Mark to beat 33.74. West Salem, Wayne Lewis. On the S10 Blazer, looking pretty good so far. Pretty quiet, but turning a real nice lap. See what the Jim Dog's going to do right here. My goodness. .49, 46.49 the time on McConnellsville. Matthew Damon with a distance of 53 feet off the jump. So Andy, we are into the final 20 competitors according to my count.
Well, coming up next out of Prospect, Ohio. Bob, this name ought to sound familiar to you. As I don't know this for certain, but I believe this is a gentleman that used to compete in the circle track mini truck division of the Hilltop Speedway, Mr. Tim Jensen. Tim Jensen out of Prospect in the Jeep Cherokee. Tim Jensen's got a nice looking run going here. Nice and smooth for the brake twisters. Just missing the code right there, trying to get lined up. Get a nice run with the jump here. And the hatch comes open. Jump of 49 feet with a time of 37.22. 37 seconds, .22. Lord, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Let's make some noise, Andrew Long out of Utica, going from the long jump. Nice run right there. 53 feet the distance on the jump with a time of 53.36. 53.36. The time with a jump of 53 foot. John Curacero didn't get quite enough of a run, but fine job on the Stock Grand Cherokee rear door like Bob was saying earlier.
Back-to-back Mount Vernon competitors coming your way next. First up, Daniel White, and then it'll be Preston Springston. Followed by Marengo's Danny Tyler. Daniel White now on the clock. Little Ranger four-wheel drive. Again, the margin of beat still 33.74. The final six competitors here. Top 10 right there. Turn there, but able to take off the cone. Now on east from Mount Vernon to Vegas Street. Wow. "36 feet in the distance, 42.59. The time on Mount Vernon is Daniel White.
Also on Mount Vernon coming out is another Keith Grand Cherokee. I tell you what, these are quite the popular machines in the rough truck. I can't decide if it's because they're built rough or they're just plentiful. At any rate, it's going to be Preston Springston. Preston Springston of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Preston might have a 318 in that particular Jeep right there. 49 feet the distance. And I'm pretty certain that's going to be good for a top 10. I might put him in the top 2 right now even. 33.20. That is quick time. Quick time, Zach Wavell out of Senecatville. 33.20. 33.20 for Zach Wavell.
Andy, as much as you enjoy telling people get off the concrete, I will take steal your thunder. Off the concrete back here. We need you off the concrete. Here on the back stretch. Everybody cannot touch the concrete. Off the concrete barriers back there. Brent Talbot now on the clock. Michael Springston will follow. Talbot out of Howard. With the fourth. Get her turned right here. All right, here we go. How about the Knox County airspace, Brad Talbot? 37.63 the time on Brad Talbot with a distance of 52 feet on the jump.
Someone out on the way for Rudderstown drivers. Mike Springston. He'll be followed by Denise Morgan and Josh Johnson. Both out of Mount Vernon. But Rudderstown, Ohio's Michael Springston right here. The all-or-nothing Chevy. Utica Auto Repair.
Wipers on, helmet off. That was a violent landing. My goodness. 48.72. 33 feet the distance on the jump. Gonna drive it away.
And he drives it off. And now we're going to be into our final 7 competitors. Mount Vernon, Ohio's Josh Johnson and Dodge Dakota right there. Get her lined up. On the clock. no time on Josh Johnson, but a brain shattering, tooth loosening 47 feet on the jump right there. I guarantee you.
From Coshocton. Rangers. Yeah, slightly modified. Now on the clock. Yeah. Not sure about that strategy.
Well, you know, that's the slower is faster plus strategy right there, Bob. But I don't think this one's going to work out real well for you. I think somebody changed the shifter on me.
Just missed that cone. Not going to matter. Gonna make up for it right here. How about not counting? Vernon Wilson from Coshocton. 1:08.87. 1 minute, 8.87 seconds for Coshocton. Vernon Wilson.
Coming up next down Mount Vernon, Ohio. This come on YouTube, man. Has won 3 out of the last 4 fantasy years. The Bud Light sponsor Chevrolet. This is going to be Adam Blankenhorn. Adam picking up a win out in Missouri earlier this year. Also picking up wins in Perry County and Wisconsin. What do you think, Knox County? You got it?
wagon through that 180. Much better in that one, no, maybe not. Adam Kesselwick's going to take to the sky for you right here. 31.68 is the time on Adam Kesselwick. 55 even, 55 feet even is the distance on the jump.
Columbus, Ohio, the capital city. This is John Hall. John Hall carrying the trailquest.com sponsorship. John Hall heading down to the east end of the track. First right hand, speed into that back stretch. Ross two jumps down to the brake pressure. Having some trouble on that first right hand 180. But uses that to advantage to get a turn for the second left hand 180. Nudging the wall. Gotta admire the man standing on the pedal. Looks like 54 feet the distance on the jump. With a time of 34.98. 34.98 the time. The jump from 54 foot for John Hall out of Columbus.
Final two competitors, Matt Mahoney out of Sunbury, coming up next, followed by Alexandria's Clay Ramsey. But either of them have anything for Adam Langenhorn's 30.31. That is the fast time so far. Rev it up, Knox County. Here comes Matt Mahoney.
Well, if you're going to finish it off, you might as well finish it off in fine fashion.
43.06 is the time on Sunbury's Matt Mahoney.
So 43.06 time on Matt Mahoney with a jump of 36 feet. We'll move on to our final competitor tonight out of Alexandria, Ohio. This is Clay Ramsey. Ramsey bringing the old farm truck Chevy wheel drive all the way
goes. Final 180, Kinder squared up, big wide swing, Tyler. 3-4-3-9. Danny Tyler did not better first time out, just by a bit, so we'll stick with that first time of 34.33.
Coming out next in the Hillbilly Bigfoot out of Zanesville, this is John Moore. John Moore tripped the clock to 34.02. 34.02 first time out, the Hillbilly Bigfoot thing. John Moore out of Zanesville. John Moore. That's good for right around third place, fourth place right now.
West Salem, Dwayne and Lewis going to try and better his first time out of 33.74. 33.74. Silver ball is fired. West Salem, Dwayne Lewis into the right. Quite get her turn, but not too wide and not turning. Hello, a little bit of concrete, more concrete. Just lay down and take a rest. Hopefully Dwayne is okay. Definitely going to stick with that first time.
Probably the right front tire on, Bob. There's the course emergency crew and Fairboard staff and friends right there. Johnny on the spot. Got a rolling back over. What do you think, Knox, guys? We talk him into refining, finish the run? Well, there he tough break, hung up on the wall. But he can hear you. A few more round of applause right there. Put on a show. West Salem. Wable 33.20, first time on Zach Wable. And I think this may be the only non-V8 truck in the top 10, Bob.
I'm not sure, but definitely need to roll some cameras on these Jeeps. It's a heck of an endorsement. Grabbing here. 33.20. Got a nice looking run going here. Here's where it's going to get him. Nice job through the first hairpin. So that's another gentleman that bettered his time right there. Currently, your leader still Adam Blankenhor with a time of 30.31. From Lucasville, Ohio, Levi Lake will come up next, trying to better his original time of 32.89. Levi Lake. Takes the legend forward. Look at
second place thus far, Bob. Gonna move us on to Crescent, Ohio's Adam Kasilowicz. Adam Kasilowicz's first time was a 31.68, 31.68. We'll see if he's gonna head for that 30.31 of Adam Blankenhorn. Second time on Adam Kasilowicz, so his first time will be better than 31.68.
This is it, down to the final two. Ford machine rolling to the start. Jason Daniels looking to better his time of 31.51 and challenge that 30.31 of Adam Blankenhorn. Killing time on the down to the right-hander into the back two. Royal Sharp, 9 more to go. Shy 20. One more to go. Here we go. Jason Daniels. Not enough. Better than the first time, but 31.35 for Jason Daniels. Andy Dice, you're the hometown boy. Last stroke, it is yours.
Crystal Kamar to the Fairmore office. Crystal Kamar to the Fairmore office. Well, Adam Blankenhorn got the win locked up, but how many think he's going to go for it? This is out here for victory lap, Kelly for show. Into it. Partially right. Second time was faster than the first time, but not quite under 30 seconds. 30.15.